Hi everyone and welcome to our lesson, Model Equivalent Fractions. It's lesson 9.6. For the beginning of this lesson, it wants you to do an investigation. We are not able to do it on here. However, this would be a great tool for you to do at home. And it walks you step by step on how to do it. And it even gives you a picture of the example of what it should look like when you're done. But this is a great visual that will help you start this lesson. So we are going to move down to our share and show. Now, with equivalent fractions, the denominators do not have to be the same. The equivalent fractions, the denominators could be different, but when we do our butterfly method, like I talked about in one of the other lessons, the number that you get on each side should be equal. That's how you know that they are equivalent fractions. So, for example, it says shade the model, then divide the pieces to find the equivalent fraction. So, for number 1, it's divided into 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces. And it says 1/4, so you would color in one of those. But over here, if I write 1/4 and blank 8ths. So we know we're trying to find something that is equivalent or equal to 1/4, but it has the 8 in the denominator. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do one side of the butterfly method. And when I do this, I think of 8 times 1 equals 8. Now, if this is equivalent fractions, I want an 8 to be on this side too. So I'm going to do my other butterfly method, and I have to think, 4 times what is going to give me 8? Well, a 2. 4 times 2 would give me 8. So 1/4 is equal to 2/8. So you'd put a 2 right here. For number 2, we're going to do the same thing. We have 2/3 equals blank 6. So this picture is showing 2/3. So you would color in 2 of those. And over here, I'm going to write 2/3 and blank 6. So once again, I can do one side of the butterfly method. So I'm going to do 6 times 2. Well, 6 times 2 is 12. So now I need to know 3 times what is going to give me 12. Well, if we skip count, we have 3, 6, 9, 12. So 4/6 is equal to 2/3. So you would put a 4 here. For numbers 3 and 4, it wants us to use the number line to find the equivalent fraction. Now, if they give you the number lines like this, you do not have to do the butterfly method. You could to just double check your work if you want, but excuse me, for these, no, I don't think you have to do the butterfly method. So this is saying 1/2 is equal to blank 6. So I'm going to first find the 1/2. So right here, and you can put a dot on the 1/2 if you want. Well, how many 6 is it equal to? Well, let's look up. 3/6. So 1/2 equals 3/6. Same thing for number 4. It says 3/4 equals blank eighths. So first I'm going to find 3/4, and that's right here. Well, how many eighths is it equal to? If we look up, it's equal to 6/8. And I'm going to do the butterfly method real fast just to show you how you could check your work. So it says 3/4, and we said it equals 6/8. Well, 8 times 3 is 24. 4 times 6 equals 24. So were we right? Yes, we were. Now, for the problem solving, for number 5, it says explain why 2 seconds equals 1. Well, in a past lesson, we talked about this. If I have a shape and then I divide it into 2, and I color both of those pieces in. I know this is really bad shading, but it's the best I can do on this. This is one whole now because it's broken up into 2 pieces and both of those are shaded in. So 2 seconds also equals 1. It says write another fraction that is equal to 1. Well, you could do 4/4. That equals 1. You could do 8/8. That equals 1. You really have endless options of what fraction you could write that would equal 1. Finally, for the last few problems, it says for numbers 6a through 6b, select true or false to tell excuse me, whether the fractions are equivalent. Remember, the word equivalent means equal. So we're going to use the number line given, and then we are also going to check our work with the butterfly method to make sure that we are correct. So this wants to know if 6/6 equals 3/3. Well, first if we use the number line, here's 6/6, and it also 3/3. Because if we look at this number line, here would be 0/3, 1/3, 2/3, 3/3. But then they also went through and divided this up into smaller pieces into the 6. So technically they have one number line for 2 different sets of fractions. So if we use the number line, yes, they are equivalent, so we would select true. But if we just double check our work, I'd have 3 times 6 equals 18, and 6 times 3 equals 18. So this is true. So you would bubble in true. Now, 6b says 4/6 and 1/3. Well, here is the 4/6, and if we look down to the thirds, that equals 2/3, not 1/3. So we would bubble in false. But I'm going to show you what that looks like with the butterfly method. So here's 4/6 and 1/3. When we do the butterfly method, we have 3 times 4 is 12, and then 6 times 1 equals 6. So when you use the butterfly method, you can see that one side is greater than the other, which means they're not equivalent. For 6c, we have 2/3 and 3/6. So if I find 3/6 on the number line and I go down, oops, sorry, we're starting at 2/3. I was not thinking right. Here's 2/3, and if we go up, it's not 3/6, it's 4/6. So we are going to mark false for this one as well. If we do the butterfly method, we have 2/3 and 3/6. 6 times 2 is 12. 3 times 3 equals 9. So you can see that they are not equivalent. And our last problem for the lesson, we have 1/3 and 2/6. Here's 1/3. If we go up to the 6 now, it does equal 2/6. So we'd bubble in true. And then the last one to just check with our butterfly method. 6 times 1 equals 6. 3 times 2 equals 6. So they are equivalent fractions. This is the end of our lesson 9.6.